Most is like I like.
You don't have too much minus armor, too much in the way of minus armor, so at least there is that. So speaking of minus armor, DB, he's going to eat a bit of it now. Blood grenade thrown towards Natsumi to try and slow his roll. Not the case here. Jokum turning to fight towards X-Nova, who has impetus, but has not enough HP to take the trades versus the baby skeleton man.
And this is the kind of start that is going fairly all right. Again, the timing's not too bad. He catches out in your dream. Misses the arena.
Ooh. Huh? That's going to be a bit painful. It's okay. The first one, it's a warm-up arena. Oh, and they still might just get the kill here. They ought to. The last auto attack secures it from all sources of damage that were down bottom, John. Disassemble that maybe for BKB, maybe for Ags, and then, of course, into the Mage Slayer. Ridge is in some trouble. As Mushi connects the spear, setting Yopaj up for the kill. That does get him much closer now to the Diffusal Blade, which I think is... I see a couple of supports you can just kind of steal stats from. Problem is Mushi, yeah, he's online now, and yep, that's plenty of damage. I'll get ready for double, right? Because Zephyr is going to be able to give him a Chakra Magic, leading into basically infinite swashbuckle. Rolling Thunder, and then Boom awkwardly avoided a fight, and that was fine. Here we go. That's the Doom we're looking for. Blinding Light, buying a little bit of space and time for the Pangolier, but seems as if the only place he's going is 6 feet under. Now it's In Your Dream joining the fight. Zephyr in for a bit of a trouble here. Do they have the Hurricane? They don't. They've already used it. Oh, they've just used it. And I think it's only assisted In Your Dream. A little bit of a misclick there from X-Nova, I believe.
Does simplify.
Purchase now. Arena of Blood, speaking of Blink, out from Mushi. They're going to try and kill DB here. They got a lot of damage in before the Crimson Guard came out. But look at that Diffusal Blade damage starting up as they interrupt the freezing field. Magic damage as well is going to do a lot of work here. Another Rolling Thunder, but a swift little avoidance there using the Hurricane. Not good enough. Not so much a Hurricane, more of a tropical depression, really.
Yeah.
What do you guys call them? Because they're taking from this smoke. How much more do they want from this smoke? It doesn't really seem like... Well, maybe I'm wrong. Mushi is going to gear up looking for a fight. I mean, it's just a support, but, you know, we take those.
Yeah, don't mind.
How much more do they need to be fighting here?
Good scan.
Yeah, In Your Dream is, he's got his own diffusal. There's Blink Dagger now for the Elk. Usually you see, oh, well, Blink and BKB, so he's almost about ready to get going here. Do hear a fight breaking out, and that's just X-Nova getting eaten by the Slark. Second stack of permanent Agi here.
It's starting to ramp up a little bit.
We're getting there. We're building.
They've got the smoke out again on Boom, though.
As Christopher Nolan says, this movie is going to kiss 3 hours long. I think this one's going to be quite long as well. As In Your Dream's going to be able to get off, ooh, the Shadow Dance, but he's still trapped inside here. Mushi, it's actually Natsumi who collects the kill, but let's say credit there is definitely well deserved by Mushi. Root, of course, does persist as the debuff immunity doesn't stop the debuff, it just prevents the effects of it, which is what makes it Rolling Thunder a little bit weaker, which makes it hard to try and fight around this. But the creep wave currently being the position everyone's kind of settling around. They do see DB now, ward set up by BOOM ESPORTS. They have the initiative, but they don't have the the cast speed there. Yoa is going to be able to blink away in time. The Doom, however, onto Yopaj, so they're looking for the big old reset. AG still don't have vision on this clip. It's not going to be forced to BKB under the Chemical Rage. Mushi with a nice stun onto DB. That's going to be another unstable concoction charge up, thrown away towards Jokum, who is invis, but underneath the Sentry Ward is kind of struggling. Gets off the Lotus, but is not going to live long enough. Yopaj now freed of the Doom, looking for the jump back on in, as he will find a second stun on the DB, as Mushi unable to connect. I think he had the spear lined up onto Yoa. In Your Dream now joining this fight, only has 5 sacks. Make that 7 now sacks of the Essence. But this fight, long, much like Oppenheimer, it's not done yet. We're still going for more, John. DB pushed off the high ground, forced to take the scenic route around. In Your Dream finds himself completely alone. DB is trapped here, by the way.
To just go in with the sheer output you have on Yoa.
Fastest Roche, though. And, I mean, you're going to have Rolling Thunder in 30 seconds. If you can just keep him outside the pit, that might be good enough. And that's a good start with that disarm. Jokum now, this time, he's going to have to take, I think, a second death. And this is going to be a dieback for him. It starts life draining, but immediately interrupted by Mushi. X-Nova dying to Roche and the Slark in the pit. As In Your Dream sets to work and Bridge, letting it go now. Immediately canceled that time by the unstable concoction. Yopaj just constantly getting these swashbuckles, and everyone's low on mana. As In Your Dream pinned to the trees, but he does get off the Dark Pack in the nick of time. DB jumping back up. He's almost got another Doom in this fight, Jonathan. Yopaj now is going to be settling in for this kill onto DB, as it seems like the fight is long. At the end of the day, it's Boom who take the Oscar. Nah, generally, I would generally agree with you, DB. He's blinked into possibly his death, the Hurricane. more like a depression for him because he doesn't get into the river and he's killed off by Obaj. That was a really bold blink in. I'm not really sure what he aimed to achieve there.
I'm not sure either. It looks like AG is still a little bit...
Boom, really eager to force the issue. There's the spear back he's looking for. It's only onto a maiden. Does force his BKB, but he catches 2 inside the arena of blood. Nice stun. Also finds In Your Dream, but Bridge is going to live, at least for now. Doesn't have enough mana, actually, so he's not going to actually die to that Diffusal Blade swashbuckle, but the auto attack's now coming on through, and as the second spear back from Mushi, this time finds his man. DB finds a Doom, however, onto Mushi, trying to hurricane him back on in. Popped all the aura items here for DB, but he's still going down relatively quickly, or is he actually? The life train from Jokum's going to be uninterrupted. It's Natsumi who's going to be forced back. BKB on his first life, but the pounds connecting doesn't actually, stop him because of the debuff immunity changes. In Your Dream back up to the high ground, but they've lost DB. Yopaj poking at him, they'll find him. These long fights, I mean, even though you have a Slark, it just doesn't feel like he gets ramped up fast enough for you to have an advantage. I don't know if
of BOOM ESPORTS. It was around 12 a.m.
Sorry, Jonathan. I think we're gonna have to. It's gonna have to wait a moment.
That works out.
Lovely jump in. Natsumi sacrificing himself in order. Well, didn't really sacrifice himself, but in himself with the stun to ensure they get the kill onto In Your Dream. In any case, let's not what they were doing. They had their eyes closed the whole time. It was a bit awkward. But now Mushi, well, he's been scouted first. And AG, they're going to try and initiate on him. They do connect onto the Doom. Reflected, however, is going to prevent the Doom's aura items from coming out. The fight continues as UA starting to punch into Yopaj now. In the meantime, In Your Dream onto the supports. Xnova actually trying to body block him as now Yopaj jumps and says, no, take me instead. Xnova says, okay, take him instead. Force stabs himself away. It's a buyback now from DB, who did get taken down in the meantime by Natsumi. Back into the fight rather quickly thanks to the outpost. Another kill for Natsumi now as he's the only one doing things in the fight until Bushi joins the fight and finds an amazing arena of blood. This could be trouble now for Army Geniuses, but the buybacks coming out in mass now as 23 stacks of the Essence Shift is not bad here for In Your Dream, especially considering the ultis, the cooldowns more or less expended here for BOOM. You can have this chemical race back in 20 seconds. Well,
Staggered way, isolate AG one by one.
I can't help but to see if AG is kind of doing them a bit of a favor as well. They reflect the disarm, but of course they're happy with that. But the stun onto oh my god! Did you see it? You're blinking, you missed it. Yowie got deleted there with the Swift Blink active. Now In Your Dream doing the best he can here. The Spear actually might buy him a little bit of extra time. Does find the pounce away, but the Blink daggers to chase. AG will lose out on this kind of a fight.
We've got the score line.
Natsumi. Oh, we do. Only for a second before Natsumi ruined it.
Natsumi.
So it'll for sure be a bit messy for them, especially without In Your Dream in the fight. I mean, he's gonna be far too late. Arena of Blood, by the way, that time didn't miss. Mushi collecting the kill onto Varij, does not have buyback. BOOM expecting more. And they'll get it, actually, because they're gonna chase after him. DB's pretty far away. He's down. He's got that the base attack time talent as well.
This is very awkward. The Crimson Guard's only on 1 Rax as well. Which I've never seen.
Okay, the Doom once again reflected, I believe, but they are trying to fight through Natsumi. Yoe is not winning. Does not have enough damage. Surrounded by 4. The Rolling Thunder as well. Finally finding a couple of stuns here. Yoe finding a little bit of a respite here. Gets off the second charges of Refractions, but pinned to the trees. Natsumi beats him to a pulp. That's 3 dead. GG, well played. Would say they've got some pretty good team fight. Not to say that AG as well are going to be reliant on cooldowns. Very nice flame break there onto 2. Jokum is getting his ass beat, though. I mean, severely underestimated that. First blood given on over. Nice blinding light sees DB also in the line of fire. Turns around for a big old anchor smash. Now, he does have this healing lotus. Will he commit for it on the first light? No, he doesn't. He does not. Natsumi had the stick charges, so it wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah, that was meant early impact in his core. Then it gets a little bit hard to see these timings for the Batrider to hit, like the drums, the Boots of Bearing on the support role. Takes a little bit of input.
Right, it does. Natsumi, though, is going to go down. Great heroes here. Will be able to clean him up. Level 2, another blast. And again, repositioning. Proving he had so much mana.
It doesn't matter. He had no HP. He needed a reset.
But he's got a Ring of Hell, John.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't have HP. He needs a reset.
He's going to reset, that's for sure. I think he was trying to cut a wave there. We'll see what happens because there's action over in the mid lane, where Zephyr is going to fall Yoe. He's got a pretty long Arcane Curse supplies, but
again, a little bit more control, some more stun, some more push coming out here for the side of AG does wonders. Their stacks are being lightly invaded, not the biggest stacks, and they might find a freebie.
Lightly? As in being lit on fire by Yopaj? And then I agree.
Lightly.
Lightly.
With lots of light.
With lots of light. killed off there relatively easily. So they do look for a kill onto Mushi. Yopaj TP's on in, he's got a shield rune as well here. Easily able to tank through this, and he's got the slight in 2 more seconds. Jokam almost juked him, but Yopaj gets the kill on him.
Hero here is on the side of AG.
He's position 5s or 4. Nova and Verish both. Big ol' zip down to the bottom lane where they look for another kill on Mushi, throws the stun, but will still die.
Yeah, he's not really able to do what he wants on the Octave, man.
A bit surprised at how poor DB's net worth is, considering that he had a pretty strong start to the lane, and he's got a full Meteor Hammer. I suspect with time, he'll start to really ramp this up, but the reason being is that if he can't like generate the same amount of net worth and the same amount of map presence that KP found in game 1, in the last, the amount of pressure that BOOM will need to apply to him, right?
Yeah.
If they kind of treat him like they treated his Doom of last game, then, you know, I am a bit more scared. Now, he's got Ravage, but he's got really no incentive to use it because he's gonna die alone.
Yeah. Some say they erupt out.
Nope, not for me. Top lane, but make that bottom part of me. They continue to apply pressure to Mushi, who's kind of just farming it up here. X-Nova with the global now as they do look to try and turn onto Yowie, but not enough damage there. He'll make it out back to the fountain. Jokum, Mushi got distracted by the Rage Creep. But he's gonna it's done. He's like, Mushi, step out of it. Look at the kill. You saw that too.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
you really want a Batrider here. He's pretty fast now with that faded brooch. Stuck on the cliff now, making this a bit awkward for Mushi, but not for Yopaj. And we'll be able to pick him up. Mid lane, it's DB who gets the tower at the end of the day, as we do continue to fight. The Storm Spirit connecting over from the mid lane, wants X-Nova here. Mushi has a stun, sees creeps, throws it at the Storm Spirit though. He's gonna definitely cast some doubts onto Yoe's, pardon me. His deep dives. Oh, that's a Ravage catching 2. Not bad, X-Nova. You will die, right? Yes, he will. He had the the Meteor Hammer of all things to do him in. They need to be able to interrupt Barish's live stream, but in comes Zip now from Yowie. DB still alive as well. Lasso, Natsumi just killed off. Mushi trying to fight, but versus 4 will go down. Last Remnant here. Ooh, nice double Remnant. Picks up 3 kills there for Yopaj. As it's Zephyr who's kind of cutting her out in your dream. Yopaj doesn't have any more Remnants, but they're also lacking control here on the side of AG. They want this last kill, though. They jump back on in, but look who's just respawned. But X-Nova gives...
You have a decent amount of magic damage coming out from BOOM, maybe not quite enough. Mushi chasing.
Yeah, stun is going to be able to catch Verish. Mushi, who, by the way, has gone for the Solar Crest. This used to be a slight deviation from the classic off-lane Alchemist build. This is silly, but it's fine. It'll work. Verish realizing he actually can't life drain because he's about to get stunned, and is blasted back to the fountain. It's a cooldown, so we're gonna have to be careful when this Ravage is popped, who the Vortex is on, and of course that Lasso. If they can connect any of those stuns into Stone Gaze, fight might be good. There's gonna be the Lasso, or at least an attempt. Global silence here, holding on to it as X-Nova, because honestly, they've already killed Jokum. Stone Gaze is used, but Yopaj simply looks away, and with the power of the Haste Rune, can continue to chase here very easily. Into the fight, still doesn't have his own BKB, so it's DB being the one to really hold the ace card here. They do have themselves a Chemical Rage. Remember, Mushi, the one with the Pipe of Insight. He's not the carry, much more of just the annoyance. And for now, he is certainly annoyed by him. As out comes the Ravage now. It's only going to catch on to 3 heroes. Meteor Hammer's pretty good, though, and Mushi is going to go down. Global Silence. Let's see what they can get off the back end of it. For now, not much, because there's no chain stun on Yowie. He's free to go as well now. Yopaj hit by the Lasso. The Blink Dagger catches him, and boom! They have simply underestimated their opponents here. AG playing their cards right, are looking now, perhaps 3 of a kind here. As Zephyr hexed up by his own big pole, taken down by the Gorgon.
And they find
out of TI qualifiers, which is, at this point, the only way forward for BOOM.
Yeah.
So lots at stake here. But
for sure.
I can't help but think, John, they're playing with a little bit too much respect. They have to be able to take some risks, and now I think AG, with a bit of wind underneath their sails, might have just cracked this game off lane out, because used to go Blink Daggers in these situations. It wouldn't have done a thing to change this kind of a fight, but they are going to pop the global Yowie now with the BKB, activated as Mushi, trying to live through this one, no chance. With that, Scotty reducing his heal amount. Oh, John, this might be high ground.
Yeah, this might be high ground. This could be game. Again, he's always going to get mana because he's never losing HP.
Pugna combination. Our boys at gas station. Ember Spirit in. looking for the win. No control. I can't rhyme. I'm not that clever, and it's far too late in the day. But Ravage is pretty darn good, catching on 3. Yopaj trying to escape the mini Remnant will do him no good, however. As he dies, drops Remnant in his wake, but has no buyback here. Natsumi as well.
I don't think it's too bad for them to go for a smoke play and look for something aggressive. Like, if you think about the counterplay boom, it's very limited.
Maybe Yopaj, yes, they found him. Nova, Global Silence going to be activated now, but Yoe already got off the Vortex. Now, Yopaj freed. Jokum's going to be punished for that one. In Your Dream now might struggle to get away here from Natsumi. Does have the Stone Gaze active now, which buys him a little bit of time. Separate. Is that, what do you hear in the distance, John? Is that a bell ringing? Do I hear round 2? Any takers? Any takers? No. No takers. Giving head pats to Natsumi as frequently as he can to get that thing back off cooldown. Jokum sees the ward. I think they see him as well, as X-Nova is going to be the one to get caught here. He's a pretty big kill, especially because he doesn't have buyback. So even if he had global, could not really commit for it. But by the time he respawns, will finding himself silenced, however. X-Nova, by the way, holding on to a Gem of True Sight as Jokum. For an initiation, there's going to be a Ravage. Really nice job. And then going to be the budget black hole into now the Meteor Hammer from DB. But the damage, not really there, to be honest. It's still mostly on the Dusa. And even if the control was pretty nice, Boom really holding on for dear life. Now this is their last lane of barracks. Dusa has Aegis only for 55 seconds as Mushi will stun himself on high ground. They have caught Yopaj. That's quite the jump into the Ravage, committing everything here. They need a pop bomb. Wait, what? He have a Remnant? He does, but it's a deep Remnant. He didn't have a defensive Remnant, Jonathan. Does have buyback, though, can be into this fight, but it's Boom who are losing this engagement. They're going to have back in 8 seconds as Mushi throws the stun, reflected back towards him as DB backstrokes his way on over him and proceeds to do nothing because he doesn't really have any damage. It's the Dusa who's on to the structures. The damn Coddle in the year of our Lord 2023, popping the Crimson Guard, keeping these buildings alive a bit longer, but it's X-Nova in trouble now, basically 3-shot by the Dusa, does not have buyback. That triggers the buyback now from Yopaj, but in trouble.
No.
Somebody's done left, then we turn into stone and killed. Without buyback, that'll be game number 3 here, almost certainly, Jonathan. Yopaj doing what he can, and sure, they may not be able to stun him, but you sure as heck can't kill him either.
And then now this, it's quite the up and down for this Horde as they jump onto X-Nova now.
I think for me, the craziest part about this is we will see X-Nova get sniped by Yoe.
That's the most amazing thing?
No, this is how it'll play out this time around. The Soul, hold on, mid, Yoe, charging up the power shot, avoided by Yopaj, who has more sticky napalm charges to throw and has the kill. He doesn't mind if he dies here. I think he will live just barely as he avoids the creep wave.
Cooldown even at level 2. You can kind of harass, look for your window to just jump in. And it's down to just lane control. Down bot, still trying to be aggressive.
A little Link Soul stun here, but careful to do that ensnare. Plenty of damage as well onto Mushi. It's not first blood, but it's going to be a kill then in favor of AG in this bottom lane. We'll see if they can stem the bleeding here in this bottom lane, because top also in a bit of trouble as DP ends up getting really aggressive here. Doesn't even have the reactive armor quite yet, doesn't need it. Fights well into X-Nova. Jokum gets him real
up and down as an orb.
Definitely. I mean, you were talking about the last year's BOOM esports, right? Especially with how strong of a year that they started with. People having high expectations then for this roster. Unfortunately, not Pipe Mech Blink. I think he'd be quite naturally, he's going to be quite an aggressive hero here as he does get underneath the tower. Rotations now coming through from the side of AG as they will show 3 heroes. Countered by 4 though, as they will be now countering the rotation that Yoe makes. Already has the wind run off, popping the wand charges, only has the bottle left to play for really, and he's going to drop. Yopaj countering the rotation there, has the lasso, reaching, finds the Pugnut, drags him further away. Didn't even want to turn around there. Didn't need to, I suppose. And
finds the rune.
Yeah, finds the Wisdom Rune to boot. Can't TP away as quickly as he'd like because Jokum's going to have a stun on him. But Jokum lacks the damage. In fact, Yopaj, okay. Yopaj, it's a tier 2 top.
Kind of cool. Crazy.
Yopaj.
3-5, 1K lead up. Yopaj at the top of net. Where it has the travel top. They're getting more aggressive here.
That they are. This is going to be a kill for them. Burridge pops the last word, trying to save himself and buy some time, I guess, with the decrep. It's quickly taken on down. A bit of counter synergy as well. I don't remember which TIOG it was. The one that they fluked, of course.
Yes, of course.
Where they went with the Pugna and Grimstroke combo. I remember that. Ended up doing really well because then you can't hit the Phantom. Ends up for some easy solo kills. Really good kill there as well. 2 out of 2 lassos committed to this top lane as Boom seems to be eager.
With Yopaj once
yeah, but they'd rather take In Your Dream. as Jokum, not quite the kill that they really want. This is going to be the wraparound now. Global silence. There's no Song of the Siren here, but it is going to prevent the Willow from doing anything. So they will be able to drag now the Murata, the Naga Siren, back into the Wukong's command. They lack the AoE damage, however, to be able to kill off the Willow through the TP in.
There's much control that's very punishing.
Right.
Whereas in this case, there is a lot of punishing control. RP, skewer back, lasso as well.
Speaking of lasso, but in trouble here, actually need to get up to the high ground and not being able to do so is Yopaj. Did I hear that wrong?
That's a massive one.
Ah, that's a big kill.
It can't just be a farming tool to jump across map.
That's a decent shackle though onto the creep, but it's going to catch the Bat Rider. Global silence is through, but it won't make a difference. In exchange, they will be at least able to take down Jokum, so it's not, you know, stats. Of course, that status resist. Seeing how he gets involved here. Smoke breaks. Yopaj looking for the real Naga. Maybe he thinks he's found it. Ooh, is going to be able to at least get the BKB off. Has identified the one that's singing, of course. Dragging her back as close as he can to Zephyr. The TP out in time, though. As Yopaj kind of had to bait the TP out first, didn't he? Not a mistake there, costing him his long duration BKB charge and his life as the tips come through onto Youe. But it does have reinforcements quickly crossing the river to help him out. See what else they can find. It might cost the life of xNova, who's going to be terrorized here, running for his life. Had a lot of move speed there.
Skewer,
as the TP out from Farish, not going to happen in time. The skewer is going to be in place. 3-man Gleipnir from Yo. Too crazy a purchase for him to go for the MKB, not just for lore reasons, just because it's a good item on as well. But careful, Youe into the triangle. We'll be able to find the shackle onto xNova. Has Global, but no chance to even cast a single spell as he is cut down by DB. See what AG can make use of the space.
Sure,
he's pretty sure.
Would be there. I'm sure Mr. or Mushi knows.
Well, we'll see. Mid lane, careful. Youe is going to be dragged back now by the lasso. They're going to have a stun and a silence to follow up. Double actually on the global. Someone save Youe, but they can't. They're all global. Can't do a darn thing. xNova there. Taking a bit of damage from the side now is Jokum, and now in your dream, going to be in from the jungle, but they've kept DB at bay. xNova is likely to fall, but that's going to be an RP. Cannon's going to be bringing enough damage. Can he actually land the auto attacks before the song comes? No. Little mini stun there is going to at least prevent an immediate kill on In Your Dream as he tries to TP out. It'll be pretty close, but does manage to get out in time.
And bails out. RP comes out from and both sides will just opt to go back to farm.
Mike,
no fault here.
Going for the TP out. Yopaj doesn't need to use the lasso here, as they are going to be able to get him with the skewer. Pretty mean life drain, honestly. Pretty bit of a hunt now. DB is a bit of a hard catch, though. As DB also trying to finish up the Ag Scepter on the Timbersaw.
I don't mind it.
In the mid lane, has BKB, might have to use it here lest he just die, or he's just gonna die.
Yeah.
Shackle shot finds him. Youe quick to commit the focus fire. Now we'll see what else they can get. Natsumi though in the one tree that they didn't check, whips real big there on the boundless strike, and that frees up In Your Dream. That's another support dead. Now Yopaj trying to TP out, has enough BKB duration. Nearly having the damage though actually is AG.
It's a fountain or something.
Boom. Making their way around now from behind. AG don't have a ward up back here, but they are holding not only the outpost. Oh,
there you go.
Two, I think that's two. Yes, indeed. They've caught the Naga Siren as well. Jonathan, it's that easy. They just blew her up. DB can do nothing, covered by the global silence here. Is going to give up a lot of damage here from the active on-reactive armor now. But careful, and it's Natsumi could be in some trouble. Let's knock out the BKB up. And no, Natsumi, but he's just dead. Youe finds his man there on the shackle shot. Mushi TP'ing out. Jonathan, they're bailing. This fight, it's falling apart after it started off so well. Mushi disrespectful. Whoa, okay, fighting again now. Youe though, yeah, he's the one doing the damage here, but might not be for long, however, as he is going to get chased down by Yopaj. BKB dragged back here into his own brambles, where xNova can't really do much damage to him. Does manage to at least assist there in the kill, as Yopaj credited with that one. Messy fights here, Jonathan. This is more what I was expecting as... Oh, that was a long TP. Where was he TPing to? Big. That's going to leave her without buyback, though, which makes this fight even scarier. They are going for it now, smoking on over. Roche is low. Mushi, the only one left in the pit. Natsumi as well, taking a dip outside. Doesn't really like what he sees, though, and needs to leave. Roche is low. I hear a lasso. Who have they got? They've got Youe, but they need a little bit more follow-up damage. The global's pretty decent here as well, but they're splitting targets, and they've already lost the Grimstroke. Song of the Siren was already used. In Your Dream committing that big spell here. Of them all here. Boom conserving the buyback. Maroon's gonna go down the RP. Mushi's in. Ooh, the Roshan though. Aegis, please. No one picking up the Aegis. No. It's gonna be in your dream. Natsumi needs it though. Does not have the Jingu mastery and will die for this. Yopaj hexed up by the surprise sight device. The life drain and the damage will put him into the dirt. And Army Genie says, John, I don't believe it. Boom, they die.
You know, you just have to consider...
Boom are smoking into this Aegis, man. I mean, they better be ready for this. They're trying to catch someone in the mid lane. They do get a ward down, but it's going to be revealed. Yopaj, he's committing.
What is
but
this?
They've seen him. He's going to need to get the hell on back now. That's BKB committed. And Lasso as well. X-Nova, he might end up dropping. Mushi commits the RP. The Skewer finds two. Out comes the Wukong's command. They have caught in your dream in here. The stuns are good. Will they be able to get out? Yes, they will, but that second life is going to be the biggest question mark now. Yoe, his BKB's out and dusted now as DB, oh my goodness, nearly one-shotting poor Zephyr. In your dream, focusing onto the structures as Yoe's going to be able to snipe the kill onto Zephyr using the power shot. Boom, being forced back for the buildings. As they are about to be against the ropes here, Jonathan. Down, but not quite out. But one step certainly in Div 2, as this is going to be the Megas.
They can get some good lasso and skewer back plays.
It might not matter. Yoe, he's found the shackle and he's just dead. Yopaj has buyback, but Mushi as well. Caught by some of the brambles here. In your dream is in onto him. They finally get the harpoon, but he's stopped out for him. Yoe, he lassoed himself.
That has got to be it.
Apart. John, Boom ESports lose 4.